Alrighty, good morning, people. Good morning, good morning. Right now the time is about 6:50 in the morning. Sorry if I look a little bit rough this morning. I've been up since about 4 a.m. off and on. I haven't got much sleep anyway. Today I'm not too far from the shelter where I just left. And well, I just wanted to bring attention to these vacant properties here behind me. There's quite a few of them. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 vacant properties here, abandoned. Broken windows and all that other good stuff. Anyway, the point in me recording these this morning, as you can see them behind me again, is that here in this military town where there are plenty of veterans, many of which who are homeless, many of which who I have the pleasure of meeting in the shelter and on the streets in my journeys, etc., etc. Instead of this community, which supposedly cares so much about its citizens, instead of this community, renovating these vacant properties or donating these vacant properties to their veterans, to the people who served their country and sacrificed so much of their time, energy, and resources, instead of these vacant properties being made available to them so that they don't have to be on the streets. These vacant properties are left stagnant just to sit here and not be put to any use, even though there are quite a number and quite a few homeless individuals within this community who could certainly use these dwellings, myself being one of them. But I guess that the governing body of this community doesn't think it's a good idea for these properties here to be renovated and or donated and given to those who actually could use them and need them. Instead, they sit here abandoned and not being put to any use. Meanwhile, across the street, of course, we have the regular pay your life away apartments. And again, on the other side of the street, yeah, there's a bunch of empty buildings here that could be put to some real good use for people, or be turned into community centers, or I don't know, community greenhouses, for instance, so people can start growing their own food and doing all that kind of other good stuff. But of course, this great country of ours doesn't think it's a necessity for people like me or their own soldiers, veterans, or anybody else for that matter, to be able to come and use these properties and to transition themselves from homelessness to something more viable. Let me just take a little stroll further down the street so you can see that there are quite a number of these properties left vacant, or perhaps not completely vacant, but yeah. Here's another view of some more of the houses, and if I stroll a little bit further down the street, now I'm pretty sure that some of these properties are being squatted in, but to me it looks like a number of these properties are vacant, boarded up windows and doors. They're in the shambles. Now, see, a person like me who is very creative, very hands-on, I take one look at these properties. As you can see, this one right here, probably can't see inside, but it's completely empty. No furniture, no nothing. Could easily be turned into a home for somebody who's homeless or a veteran or whatever. Now, of course, a person like me who is very creative, hands-on, can take one look at these properties, and instead of seeing a waste, I see opportunity. Opportunities for somebody to have a home, for somebody to have a dwelling, much like this one. Again, boarded up, full of trash, quote unquote full of trash, when it's actually full of reusable materials. See if I can get here and get a closer look at this. Here we see the inside of this dwelling, or this building that was once a dwelling. Again, a lot of people look at these things and all they see is eyesores. Me, I see opportunities for change, opportunities to reuse and revamp a community that supposedly cares so much about its citizens and its inhabitants. Further along, and as you can see, there are quite a number of these properties here that are just left vacant with no one there. You know, and all of these properties could be turned into dwellings for people like myself, homeless, those who are considered in transition, but instead, day by day, they just sit here doing nothing. And I'm pretty sure eventually that this state will turn these properties into the usual pay your life away dwellings, instead of doing the right thing, which is simply giving them to people who need them, giving them to people who, like myself, would turn these properties into livable environments and not just eyesores for the community. I'm walking further into the area here, pan around some more so you people can get an even better view. As I said, there are quite a number of these properties here, but of course our for-profit system, like this one right here, our for-profit system will not donate these properties and turn them into donated dwellings for people, unless of course they pay. And you know, it's pretty amazing to me that the supposedly greatest country in the world, supposedly the most advanced nation on this planet, simply lets structures like these go unused. Now, in every community, a person will be able to find places like this that are left abandoned and not put to good use. When people like myself, especially people like myself, could easily turn these properties into viable living spaces, self-sufficient living spaces. Let me make that one clear. Let me make that one really clear. Easily turn these places into self-sufficient living places and homes. But this country, excuse me, not this country, because there are plenty of individuals like myself within this country who see the need to change the way things are. But it seems as if our leaders, our oh so benevolent and intelligent leaders, don't see the need to take places like this and turn them into something that would benefit the community. They don't see the need to take places like this and make them available for those without the paper to pay for them. You know, and as I look at these As I look at these places, these spaces that could easily be turned into living quarters for people. Here, let me just walk a little bit closer. Hopefully I don't get stopped by police and arrested, for showing people the truth, which is something people nowadays don't really want, the truth. Let's see if I can get a look inside here. Bam, as you can see, it's empty, full of trash. When this building here could easily be turned into a home. Yeah, there's a bunch of vacant, abandoned properties like this in this community. And why these properties aren't being utilized? Well, we all know the answer to that one. Because in this society, especially here in Western society, it's all about the money. It's not actually about the people or, helping people live productive, self-sufficient lives. It's about how much the government can squeeze out of their pockets. It's about how much how much debt the government can put you under so that you can forever be under their thumb. And as I've said many a times before, I as an individual, I as a father especially, I just can't tolerate this bullshit anymore. Like, what exactly are we teaching the next generations? What exactly are we showing the next generations? Well, what we're showing them is that if you don't have money, you don't matter. That's pretty much exactly what we're showing and teaching the coming generations of our planet, of our species. We are teaching them that without this fake piece of paper that really has no intrinsic value, that you are nothing, that you are no one. And again, I as a father just don't want my children growing up that way. I need my children to realize and know and live the truth, which is, even without money, you can still have things. Moreover, I want my children to know the truth that this government does not want you to have these things unless they can have you under their thumb, unless they can keep you in chains. Now, having just left the shelter, I'm going to be wandering around this community for quite a while until places open. But yeah, that was my thought for the day. So, everybody out there, have a good one. To all my peoples, I'm safe, I'm all right. Still in the struggle like everyone else. And I hope everyone has a nice and safe day. And as you go through your day, just keep in mind what's really going on here. All right? Deuces, everyone.